The Galactic Union Hall was larger than any city on Earth. Bright lights floated in the air. Hundreds of alien races filled the seats. This was the place where new worlds were judged. Today, Earth stood alone. Humanity had waited many years for this chance. Most species entered the hall with armies, machines, or glowing weapons. Earth entered with only one human scientist and a small metal case. As soon as the hall screens showed the name Earth, laughter began. Tall reptilian aliens hissed in amusement. Floating gas beings changed color in mockery. Even the machine races sent signals of disbelief. "Is this a joke?" one alien commander said. "Earth is a young world," another laughed. "They bring nothing but weakness." The human scientist did not speak. He stood calm, hands behind his back. His face showed no anger, no fear. The case opened slowly. Inside was no weapon, no glowing core, no shield. Only a small human prototype unit stood there. Simple metal. Simple design. And beside it, a clear glass filled with orange liquid. The laughter grew louder. "Is that a drink?" an alien elder asked. "Do humans fight wars with juice now?" another mocked. The human scientist finally spoke. "This represents Earth," he said quietly. "Our way of thinking. Our creation." The hall exploded with laughter again. A High Council member slammed his staff on the floor. "Enough," he said. "Earth, you waste our time." Just then, a small door opened near the council seats. No one noticed at first. Small shapes walked into the hall. They were soft, short, and slow. Alien cubs. The children of the most powerful species. Guards moved to stop them, but the council allowed it. The cubs were never in danger here. The cubs looked around with wide eyes. They ignored glowing weapons. Ignored massive machines. Then they smelled something new. One cub stopped. Its nose twitched. Its eyes locked onto the human table. The orange juice. Slowly, one cub walked closer. Then another. Soon, all of them moved toward Earth's display. The hall grew quiet. Alien leaders stood up in shock. "No," one whispered. "Keep them away." But the cubs did not listen. They stood in front of the glass. The orange liquid shimmered under the light. One cub reached out with a small claw. It touched the glass. It felt cold. The cub looked back at the human scientist. The scientist knelt down slowly. He smiled gently. "This is safe," he said. The cub lifted the glass. The room froze. If anything went wrong, Earth would be erased. The cub drank. Its eyes widened. Its body relaxed. A soft happy sound escaped its mouth. The cub drank more. The other cubs made excited noises. They wanted it too. Shock spread across the hall. "This is impossible," an alien doctor said. "Our food never calms them like this." The cubs laughed softly. They surrounded the human table. The prototype unit activated quietly. Not as a weapon, but as a protector. The laughter was gone now. Only silence remained. Earth was no longer being ignored. And the galaxy was about to learn a lesson it would never forget. The silence inside the Galactic Union Hall felt heavy. Moments ago, the room was full of laughter. Now, every eye was fixed on the alien cub holding the glass of orange juice. The cub drank again. Its small body relaxed even more. Its breathing slowed. A soft glow appeared on its skin. Alien doctors rushed forward with scanners. Lights flashed over the cub's body. "This should not be happening," one doctor said. "Our food systems are perfect." The cub let out a happy sound. It gently hugged the glass as if it was precious. The other cubs grew restless. They pushed closer to the human table. Small claws tapped on the floor. They wanted the drink too. Alien guards stepped forward, nervous. "These cubs are dangerous," one whispered. "They lose control easily." The human scientist raised his hand slowly. "There is no danger," he said. "This drink is natural. It comes from our planet." The council hesitated. Finally, another glass was filled. Then another. One by one, the cubs drank the orange juice. Something strange happened. Instead of becoming wild, the cubs became calm. They sat down peacefully. Some leaned against each other. One even fell asleep. Shock spread through the hall. "These cubs never behave like this," an elder said. "They are born with unstable energy." The human scientist stood again. "On Earth," he said, "we grow with simple things. Nature teaches balance." Many aliens frowned. "A weak world cannot teach balance," a commander said. "Earth has no advanced technology." The scientist looked around the hall. "You see weakness," he said. "We see care." The prototype unit behind him moved slightly. Not threatening. Not loud. Just present. Suddenly, one cub stood up. It walked toward the alien council seats. The room tensed. The cub stopped in front of the highest elder. It held out the empty glass. It wanted more. The elder's hands shook. Never before had a cub approached him without fear. Slowly, the elder took the glass. He looked at the human scientist. "More," the elder said quietly. The hall gasped. The cub drank again. Then it touched the elder's leg gently. A sign of trust. Alien leaders exchanged worried looks. "This changes everything," one said. "If humans can calm cubs, they can shape the future." Others were angry. "They trick us," another shouted. "It must be a chemical weapon." The human scientist shook his head. "There is no trick," he said. "It is only fruit." Doctors scanned the juice. No poison. No control agents. Only simple nutrients. The cubs now surrounded the human table fully. They blocked alien guards without meaning to. They felt safe there. The prototype unit adjusted its stance. Still peaceful. Still silent. Earth was no longer the weakest world in the room. But the council was divided. Some saw hope. Some saw danger. And deep inside the Galactic Union, fear was growing. Because if humans could win trust without force, then the galaxy had judged them very wrong. And the laughter from before now felt like a mistake that could never be undone. The Galactic Union Hall was no longer calm. Quiet voices filled the air. Alien leaders whispered to each other. At the center of it all were the cubs. They sat near the human table, relaxed and safe. Some leaned against the small prototype unit. Others held empty glasses, hoping for more orange juice. Alien doctors worked fast. They scanned the cubs again and again. Their machines beeped in confusion. "This makes no sense," one doctor said. "The cubs' energy levels are stable. They should be wild at this age." Another doctor shook his head. "Our science never achieved this." The High Council demanded answers. The human scientist stepped forward slowly. He did not raise his voice. He did not boast. "Earth learned long ago," he said, "that growth needs balance. We do not push children with power. We feed them care." Some aliens scoffed. "You are saying fruit is stronger than technology?" a commander asked. "That is foolish." The scientist looked at the cubs. "They are not calm because of strength," he said. "They are calm because they feel safe." That word spread through the hall. Safe. Alien culture did not understand safety the same way. They ruled by fear. By control. By force. A council elder stood up. "Our cubs are born unstable," he said. "They carry too much energy. We believed this was power." The cubs suddenly laughed softly. One rolled on the floor happily. Another hugged the prototype unit. The elder watched in silence. "This is not power," he whispered. "This is peace." Anger erupted from one side of the hall. "This is manipulation," an alien general shouted. "Humans are using emotion as a weapon." Guards moved closer to the human scientist. The prototype unit reacted. It stepped forward. Not attacking. Just standing between the guards and the cubs. its simple frame locked into place. "No harm," the scientist said calmly. "It protects life. Nothing more." The guards hesitated. They had never seen a machine that chose defense without command. Doctors returned with results. "The juice," one said. "It supports brain growth. It reduces overload. It repairs damage we never saw." The hall shook with murmurs. "How did humans discover this?" an elder asked. The scientist smiled slightly. "We listened," he said. "To our children. To our world." Alien leaders felt something new. Not fear. Not anger. Shame. They remembered the laughter. The mocking words. Calling Earth weak. One cub walked toward the council again. It held a piece of fruit this time. An orange taken from the human case. It peeled it clumsily. Juice dripped onto the floor. The cub offered a piece to the elder. The elder froze. Slowly, he took it. The cub smiled. In that moment, something ancient broke. Pride. Arrogance. Certainty. Earth had not come with weapons. It came with understanding. The council realized a dangerous truth. If humans could heal cubs, if they could calm future leaders of the galaxy, then humans were not small. They were patient. And patience, in the long war of stars, was more powerful than any fleet. The hall remained silent, because everyone now understood. The laughter was over, and Earth's lesson had only just begun. The Galactic Union Hall felt different now. The air was heavy with thought. No one laughed anymore. The alien cubs remained near the human table. They refused to leave. When guards moved closer, the cubs growled softly. Not in anger. In warning. The High Council gathered in a circle. Their voices were low but sharp. "This situation is dangerous," one elder said. "If humans gain the loyalty of our cubs, they gain the future." Another replied. "Or maybe they save it." The argument split the council. One side demanded Earth be removed at once. They feared losing control. They feared change. The other side looked at the cubs. Peaceful. Healthy. Happy. Something they had never seen before. The human scientist stood alone. He waited. He did not beg. He did not argue. He trusted the truth to speak. An elder stepped forward. "You said Earth values balance," he said. "Explain this creation." He pointed at the prototype unit. The scientist nodded. "This unit was built to protect," he said. "Not to conquer. It reacts to fear by standing. Not by striking." The council watched closely. An alien guard moved suddenly. The prototype unit adjusted instantly. It placed itself between the guard and the cubs. Still no weapons. Still no attack. Only defense. The hall murmured. "Our machines destroy threats before thought," a general said. "This one waits." The scientist spoke again. "Because not every unknown is an enemy." Silence followed. One cub walked toward the prototype unit. It climbed onto its shoulder. The unit remained steady. The cub laughed. Something broke inside the council. "For generations," an elder said slowly, "we ruled by force. We believed fear made us strong." He looked at the cub. Calm. Safe. "But fear made our children suffer." The council chamber doors opened. More alien leaders arrived. They had heard the news. "Earth calmed the cubs," one said in disbelief. "With fruit and care." The hall filled with whispers. "Maybe Earth was never weak," another said. "Maybe we were blind." Anger flared again from the hardliners. "This is emotional weakness," a commander shouted. "If we accept this, our power fades." The elder turned to him. "No," he said. "Our power evolves." The cubs suddenly began chanting softly. Simple sounds. Happy sounds. The hall listened. For the first time in galactic history, the future leaders were calm in the council hall. The elder faced the human scientist. "Earth," he said. "You came without weapons. You were laughed at. But you changed something we failed to fix." The scientist bowed his head slightly. "We only shared who we are," he said. The council prepared for a final vote. Earth's fate would be decided next. Exile, control, or respect. The cubs gathered around the human scientist. They held his coat. They leaned against him. The message was clear. If the council chose against Earth, they would choose against their own future. And the galaxy stood on the edge of a decision that would echo across the stars forever. The Galactic Union Hall was completely silent. Every council member stood in place. The vote was about to begin. The alien cubs remained close to the human scientist. They did not understand politics, but they understood safety, and they had chosen Earth. The highest elder stepped forward. His voice echoed across the hall. "For the first time," he said, "we must judge a world not by its weapons, but by its wisdom." Screens lit up around the hall. Council members cast their votes. Red lights appeared first. Fear, pride, old power. Then green lights followed. Hope, change, future. The final count appeared. Earth was accepted. Not as a weak world. Not as a servant. But as a respected member of the Galactic Union. A deep breath moved through the hall. The elder raised his staff. "The laughter ends today," he said. "We judged Earth by our standards. And failed." He turned to the human scientist. "You came with care instead of control," he said. "You healed what we broke. Our cubs are our future. And they chose you." The scientist bowed quietly. "Earth does not seek to rule," he said. "We seek to grow together." The cubs cheered softly. Some clapped their small claws. Others hugged the prototype unit. Alien doctors confirmed the truth. The cubs were healthier than ever. Their minds were balanced. Their energy was stable. The galaxy was stunned. Orders were given quickly. Earth methods were to be studied. Not copied, but understood. Orange juice shipments were requested. Farms were planned on alien worlds. Simple fruit became a symbol of change. The prototype unit was praised. Not for its strength, but for its restraint. One alien general approached the scientist. "We believed power was loud," he said. "You showed us power can be quiet." The scientist smiled. "Real strength protects," he said. "It does not need to scare." As Earth prepared to leave the hall, the cubs followed. They refused to stay behind. The council allowed it. Earth would host them, not as rulers, but as caretakers. Across the galaxy, the story spread fast. How Earth was laughed at. How humans brought no weapons. How a simple drink changed everything. The phrase became famous among the stars. Never laugh at humans. Because when humans were underestimated, they did not respond with anger. They responded with patience, with kindness, with wisdom. And in the vast and dangerous galaxy, that made them unstoppable. The hall lights dimmed. The session ended. Earth left quietly, but the lesson it left behind would shape the future of the galaxy forever.